Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the quiz show that puts obscure knowledge to the test. Let's meet today's players. Firstly, we welcome back Dale and Mary. This is your second chance to reach our Pointless final. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final. Now, remind us what happened last time. Go on, Dale, in your own words.
Shall I let the boss speak?
Yeah, he's not allowed to speak.
Actually, it was one of your own words that got you into trouble.
I know,
wasn't it?
I've suffered since.
Yeah, oh dear.
Yeah.
Lult. In case you didn't watch. Words ending in ULT. Dale, lult.
Yeah. I got it mixed up with lull. So,
yeah.
But
oh, well.
I got stuck.
Well, listen, that was last time. Today's a new show. What are you hoping is going to come up this afternoon?
Anything to do with music, films, even geography.
Or literature.
Or literature. Yeah. Well, very best of luck to you this afternoon. Good luck.
Thanks.
And next, we welcome back Hayley and Daryl. You were also on the show last time. This is your second time on Pointless. Remind us what happened to you.
We got head-to-head.
Yeah.
We were doing okay. We were like drawing with the other people.
Yeah.
And then we got the U2, and then we got a U2 question, and
we just didn't know at all, so we guessed. Well, Daryl guessed. That was all on Daryl.
It was an intelligent guess.
It was, but it was still a guess nonetheless.
Yeah, U2.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, never mind. It was a good guess.
Yeah.
It was a very good guess.
Just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate. What do you do for a living, Hayley?
I'm a youth worker.
A youth worker?
Yes.
And how about you, Daryl?
I'm a railway technician / engineer.
She colours in all the underground maps.
Ignore her. I don't work on the underground.
Do you wear an orange fluorescent jacket?
I wear all orange, like orange trousers, orange jacket, and a
Smart.
hard hat.
Very good. Which bit of railway do you work on?
Kind of the Swindon area where I live.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I gather is incredibly well looked after. That is some of the best railway in the country.
It's like the cleanest railway ever.
They do say. They do say.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, great to have you back. Best of luck this afternoon.
You.
Next, we welcome Stacey and Fred. Now, how do you two know each other?
Hello, Alexander. This little bundle of joy is my eldest of 3 children, Stacey.
What about the younger two? Did they not pass the stringent Pointless test?
No. They weren't bullied into it like I was.
Oh, right.
No, I'm lying. I actually wanted to come on the show today. I dragged him along.
Oh, really? It was your choice?
I just wanted to see Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go home a happy girl now.
She's only human, Xander. She's only human.
Well, now you've seen him. How does he measure up to...
Measure up? About 7 foot?
It's not far off.
Very good indeed. What do you do, Fred?
I'm a police officer. Work in the intelligence department.
Very good. I'm not going to make any gag about that. I'm not going to say anything. Very good. I imagine you work very hard. And Stacey, what do you do?
I'm a student at the moment. I'm doing a master's degree in forensic psychology.
Oh, you're a crime-fighting duo. That's fantastic. Forensic. Of course, you've grown up hearing all about forensics.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a psychologist, but the criminal stuff comes from him, his influence.
Very interesting indeed. You could be the subject of a fantastic long-running Sunday evening drama.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? A father and daughter.
Father and daughter.
The father, a hard cop who doesn't play by the rules, I'm guessing.
Come on.
The daughter, a forensic psychologist.
Who does play by the rules.
Who does play by the rules.
Yes.
That's a hit, isn't it?
Wow.
I'm watching that.
Very, very best of luck. It's great having you on the show.
Thank you.
And finally, we welcome Trevor and Alan. Now, how do you two know each other?
Well, Alan and I grew up in the same estate in Dumfries in Scotland. And we've been friends for almost 50 years. And we're part of a walking group called the Intrepid Explorers.
How far afield from Dumfries have you walked, Alan?
We've walked up the north of Scotland, down the Lake District, but mainly in Galloway.
Right.
Where it's nice and quiet.
Lovely.
If you walk in the Lake District, you meet thousands of people.
Oh, you do, yeah.
But in Galloway, it's nice and peaceful.
Very good indeed. Trevor, what would you love to see come up this afternoon? What's a strong
absolutely,
subject?
no doubt. Tamla Motown. That's it.
That's your thing. Richard?
Just that?
Well, you can throw in a few others.
Okay.
What about you, Alan?
Maybe history and sport, football, the local team Queen of the South. That's the only team mentioned in the Bible. The Queen of the South shall rise up.
Were you, and do they rise up, the Queen of the South?
No. Not lately.
Their time will come, Alan.
I don't want to disappoint you, Alan. I think there are more teams than the Queen of the South mentioned in the Bible.
Oh, really?
There's Berry. mentioned a number of times in the Bible.
There you go.
There is Reading, although he uses the word reading. And there's also genuinely a reference to a man's field as well. So Mansfield also in the Bible.
Oh, boo!
Sorry.
Well, that's you put straight.
Oh, dear.
There's also a brief mention of Hamilton Academicals, but that's just towards the end of Revelations, that is.
Right, I'll look it up.
Very good. Well, it's brilliant having you on the show. We'll find out more about all of you as the show goes on. There's only one person left for me to introduce. He's a big fish in an obscure pond. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya.
Well, Richard, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. You well?
Yeah, very well. Should be a good show. We've got two returning pairs today. We had Hayley and Daryl were in the head-to-head last time. Usually means you go one further the next time. And Dale and Mary, of course. Dale let Mary down very badly, didn't he? Very badly. So I suspect, for the sake of their marriage, he'll do a bit better today. But two very strong new pairs as well, I think. And we've got someone from the intelligence division itself here. The good thing, Fred, if you do get knocked out early, is I know that fellow police officers will be very gentle with you, won't there? There'll be no ribbing, no one to mind. It's almost as bad as being a teacher, I think, being a police officer, being on this show.
Yeah.
When you have to go back to school on Monday and everybody is awful. Going back to the police station must be pretty bad. But I'm sure you won't put a foot wrong. I'm sure you shall win. But a good show. The first round is one of those ones that may trip a few people up, I think. Round one.
Round one.
Yeah.
OK, be careful. Round one. OK, well, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless. So we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. So to stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they possibly can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £4,500. Right, let's play pointless. Now, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. So try and make sure that's not you. OK, our first category this afternoon is classical music. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Italian musical terms as they could. Richard.
Yeah, the correct answers in this round are all Italian terms used in musical notation to show how a piece should be played. They can refer to the speed, the volume, or the interpretation of the piece, but all Italian terms in musical notation. Very best of luck.
Right, Dale and Mary, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first, you lucky things. In this round, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board in each pass. The first set of 7 reads like this: canestrato, baggio, glissando, pizzicato, placido, adagio, allegro. I'll read those one more time. Canestrato, baggio, glissando, pizzicato, placido, adagio, allegro. Now, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, but be very careful because at least one of those answers is wrong. Pick a wrong one and you will score the maximum of 100 points. OK, Dale, you know music. You know music well. You've played in a band for how many years?
Many years, but not classical.
But maybe you have some Italian terms there to tell you how to play.
Yes, I think I'll go with allegro.
You're going to go with allegro. OK, well, as always, the most obscure answer will score you the fewest points, and that's what you want. OK, allegro. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said allegro. It's right. $32. Not a bad score, Dale. 32 for allegro, Richard.
Yeah, fairly safe start from Dale. To be played in a brisk or lively manner, from the Italian for cheerful.
OK, Hayley. Hayley.
Yep.
Now, I have a feeling you're going to be quite good at this.
I took music as an A-level, so I think that pizzicato I'm going to go for.
You're going to go for pizzicato?
Yeah.
OK. Well, let's see if pizzicato is right. If it is, let's see how many people said pizzicato. It's correct. 10. That's a great score, Hayley. 10 for pizzicato.
Very well played, Hayley. It's the plucking of a stringed instrument that's usually bowed. Pizzicato.
Now then, Fred, remember we are looking for Italian musical terms. We've had allegro, we've had pizzicato. There are certainly more on the board that are correct. There is at least one pointless answer. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of eating most of those. I'll watch them play football, but
Yeah.
it's music's not my stuff. I really don't want to let Stacey down, but I'm going to plump for canestrato.
Canestrato.
It's nice with chips.
Okay, you're going for canestrato. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said canestrato. Bad luck, Fred. Unfortunately, that's an incorrect answer, which means it scores you the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry, Fred. Richard.
Yeah, sorry, Fred. Probably would be quite nice with chips. It's an Italian cheese, canestrato.
Okay, so we come to you, Trevor. You're the last person to have this selection of musical terms and pretend musical terms, so you can talk us through them.
Well, Roberto Baggio was an Italian footballer. Placido Domingo was a singer. Glissando, I don't know. Well, it's either a car part or it's a term for Italian football. I'll go for adagio.
You're going to go for adagio. Okay, well, very, very good reasoning there. Let's see if adagio is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Adagio. It's right. Very well done, Trevor. That's a lovely score. 17 for adagio. Richard.
Yeah, adagio. Played at a slow, leisurely pace. Very well done. And you very cleverly avoided the wrong answers there as well. Let's take a look at the rest of the board, see how you did at home. Baggio, as you say, it's an Italian footballer, Roberto Baggio, also Dino Baggio. And of the other two, they are both pointless answers. Both of those. Very well done if you said placido, which means placid and tranquil, and glissando, which is a gliding scale. Yeah. So very well done. Both of those pointless answers.
Very good, thanks Richard. Okay, well let's take a look at the scores. We're halfway through the round. Best score in the first pass coming from Hayley, lovely low score of 10. Then up to Trevor on 17, lovely score there. Up to 32, Dale and Mary. Then Fred, oh dear, you were trying hard to do the right thing. I'm afraid it cost you dear. You are on 100 points. So Stacey, I hope you know your Italian musical terms.
No pressure.
No pressure. Okay, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? Okay, we're going to put 7 more answers on the board. We are looking for Italian musical terms, and we have got andante, scorretto, forte, escamillo, legato, tutti, and crescendo. I'll read those one more time. Andante, scorretto, forte, escamillo, legato, tutti, and crescendo. And again, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, but be careful because at least one of those answers is incorrect. So try and avoid those incorrect answers. Now then, Alan, didn't Trevor do well?
Very well.
What are you going to go for, Alan? Do you know your musical terms?
Well, not too well, I'm afraid, but I'll go for andante.
Andante. Okay, andante. The high scorers on 100 are Stacey and Fred. You're on 17, which means if you can score 82 or less with this, you are through to the next round. Here's your red line. There it is. Well done.
Oh!
16. Very well done indeed, Alan. 16 takes your total to 33.
Yeah, well played, Alan. Safely through. Moderately slowly, andante, from the Italian for walking. Essentially a walking pace.
Now then, Stacey. Now remember, we are looking for Italian musical terms.
There's one I recognise, but I think it's quite a popular answer. I'll go for the one that I think's right, and that's crescendo.
Crescendo. There you are, crescendo. Let's see if crescendo is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Crescendo. Wow! That's superb, Stacey, well done. 6 points. Let's hope that's good enough. That takes your total to 106. Richard?
Yeah, very low score for crescendo. I wonder if people just thought it meant the end of a piece rather than a direction for playing. It means getting louder, from the Italian for growing.
Now then, Darryl. You are on 10. The highest scorers are still Stacey and Fred on 106. If you can score 95 or less with this answer, you are through to the next round. Okay. Now, how good's your music?
Well, I did music GCSE, but that was a while ago.
So GCSE music?
Yes.
That should be enough to cover most of
I'd hope so.
OK. Do you think you can find a pointless answer on that board?
I don't want to chance it because I don't want to get a wrong answer. So I'd rather go safe.
OK, very sensible.
I'd like to go for forte.
Forte. OK, you're going to go for forte. Well, let's see if that's a correct answer, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Here is your red line. There it is, just below the pink one. Well done. Very low score for forte there, 26, taking your total up to 36. Richard,
yeah,
forte.
well played, Darryl. Safe and sound. Forte meaning loud, of course. Piano forte meaning soft loud.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Mary. The high scorers are still Stacey and Fred on 106. You're on 32. If you can score 73 or less with this, you are through to the next round. What are you thinking? You're the last person to have this board, so talk us through the board.
Tutti, I'm thinking, all I can think of is Tutti Frutti. And I don't think that's got anything to do with music, but then again, it might have. Legato, I don't know, it sounds like a stocking. Legato. Escamillo, that could be a mushroom. Scoretto.
I reckon God was like this when he was naming things, wasn't it? Sea, air, birds.
Mushroom.
Mushroom.
That doesn't quite work.
Oh dear. Okay, legato.
You're going to go for legato. Could be a brilliant answer. Let's see. Legato, is it right? And if it is, how many people said legato? Good luck, Mary. There's your red line, by the way. If you get below it, you're in the next round. Well done. You're through to the next round. You might be adding some money to the jackpot. 8. Very, very well done indeed. Legato scores you 8, takes your total up to 40. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Mary. You dodged a bullet there. Legato is a smooth linking of notes. It's the opposite of staccato, essentially. And of those other 3 ones that you really could have done yourself some serious harm, all the rest of those are either pointless or incorrect. Alexander, do you want to have a look?
I can tell you, tutti is for all when you've had what they call a ripieno, which is a few people playing. A tutti means the whole lot.
That's right, tutti's for all instruments or all voices in a choral work. Well done if you said that at home. It's a pointless answer. And the other 2?
The other 2, I think, are incorrect.
Yeah, Escamillo is a character from Bizet's opera Carmen, and Scoretto is the Italian for incorrect or false.
There you are, brilliant.
I was rather hoping somebody would pick it, but they didn't.
There we are, thanks, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score is Stacey and Fred. See, Fred, you were trying to do the right thing. You were trying to do the right thing with Canestrato.
I'll have to eat it.
It was just wrong. I bet it's delicious. Do you have any further information on that cheese, Richard?
I don't have
Is
a
it
lot
a
of
hard
information.
cheese, which would be appropriate, considering? Well, the consolation for us is we get to see you again next time, which would be great. But in the meantime, Fred, we have to say goodbye. But thanks very much for playing. You've been great contestants.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. Try and make sure it's not you. OK, our category for round 2 this afternoon is TV comedy. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, well, our round 2 question concerns sitcom characters and their sitcoms. Sitcom characters and their sitcoms. Richard?
Yeah, we're going to give you a list of sitcom characters. We asked 100 people which sitcom did these characters appear in. If you give us a nice obscure answer, you'll score a few points. If you give us an incorrect answer, though, you're going to score 100 points. OK, thanks very much, Richard. We are looking for sitcom characters and their sitcoms. And we have got Ben Harper, Dorian Green, Tim Canterbury, Gladys Emanuel, Gary Sparrow and Betty Spencer. I'll read those all one more time.
Ben Harper, Dorian Green, Tim Canterbury, Gladys Emanuel, Gary Sparrow, and Betty Spencer. So then, Dale, there are your 6 sitcom characters. You just have to find the com to sit them in.
Not an easy one.
It's not as easy as you'd think, is it?
No.
Did you think when TV comedy came up, you thought, oh, well, this will be easy?
I thought Eric Morecambe, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm going to take an educated guess. Ben Harper, worst week of my life.
Ben Harper, worst week of my life. There was a sort of half nod from Mary then. Okay, there's a guess. Ben Harper, worst week of my life, you are saying. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Good luck. Bad luck, Dale. Bad luck. Unfortunately, that's a wrong answer, which means you scored a maximum of 100 points. Richard.
Yeah, sorry, Dale. I won't say the show is actually in, just in case Hayley or Trevor want to go at it. I know Ben Miller was in Worst Week of My Life, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Your comedy partner. You're very much a straight man, aren't you? Is that right?
Very much the straight man.
Yeah. He's good.
Isn't he?
Isn't he? He's very funny, very charming.
Strong.
I like it when he does stuff by himself, like that show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You really sort of see what he's all about.
You see what he can do when he's not held back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, Hayley.
Yeah.
How good are you on your sitcoms and the characters they're in?
I'm actually really pleased because the only one I recognise is Ben Harper. So I was praying it would still be there. And I'm pretty sure it's My Family.
Ben Harper,
Yep.
My Family. There it is at the top. Ben Harper, My Family. Well, let's see if that's right. Sounds like you're pretty sure. If it is right, how many people knew Ben Harper was in My Family? It's right. 39 for Ben Harper. Very good. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Hayley. Ben Harper's big score. They did 11 series of My Family, an all very successful show.
Very good. Okay, so we come to you, Trevor. Now, again, you're the last person to have this board, so you can talk us through all the characters on it. How good are you feeling about this?
Well, I've got an answer. Dorian Green, no. Tim Canterbury, no. Gary Sparrow. Well, Betty Spencer was Frank Spencer's wife. But she was the nurse about whom Arkwright had continual lustful thoughts. Gladys Emanuel in Open All Hours.
Gladys Emanuel, Open All Hours. Okay, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Gladys Emanuel, Open All Hours. Well done, Trevor. 29, great answer. The best score of the pass. Open All Hours, Richard.
Yeah, very well played, Trevor. Played by Linda Barron, of course. Yeah. Let's take a look at the rest of the answers, though. There's one very low score up there. Betty Spencer, as you say, was from Some Mothers Do Have Them, played by Michelle Dautrice, would have scored you a fairly hefty 43 points, though. Dorian Green is the neighbour from Birds of a Feather. Dorian would have scored you 61 points. That's a phenomenal score. Gary Sparrow was Nicholas Lyndhurst's character in Goodnight Sweetheart, the time travel comedy on BBC One. That would have scored you 16. And the best answer on the board is Tim Canterbury. And that, better known probably as Tim from The Office. Tim Canterbury would have scored you 1 point, so very well done if you said Tim Canterbury.
Well, thank you very much, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Trevor, the best score of the past, 29. Up to Hayley, 39. And then up to Dale, bad luck. You had a good guess, sadly a wrong guess. And it's cost you 100 points. So yes, Mary, you know what you've got to do on the next pass. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please now take their places at the podium? Okay, we're going to put 6 more characters on the board, and here they are. We have got Alec Callender, Daisy Steiner, Alice Tinker, Nora Batty, Timothy Lumsden, Richard Bouquet. I'll read those once more. Alec Callender, Daisy Steiner, Alice Tinker, Nora Batty, Timothy Lumsden, Richard Bouquet. Now remember, we're looking for the TV sitcom in which these characters first appeared. And you're trying to find the one, obviously, that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, Alan, how's that field looking to you?
It looks pretty... I'm not confident at all. Nora Batty obviously is the easy one, and I have not got the name of the series in my head, which is terrible. I'll have to have a guess for another one and say Alec Calendar, Rising Damp.
Alec Calendar, Rising Damp, you are saying. There's your red line. If you get below that red line, you are through to the next round. Alec Calendar, Rising Damp. Is it right? How many people said it? I think, as you knew, that is an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Your total is 129. Richard?
Yeah, sorry, Alan, I won't give the answer just in case any of the others want to have a go at that. If you do come up with the other answer, just put your hand up at some point, so we'll know when the penny's dropped.
Now then, Darryl. So we're looking for the sitcoms these characters appeared in. You are on 39. The highest scorers at the moment are Alan and Trevor on 129. If you can score 89 points or less, you are through to the head-to-head.
Okay. I actually recognise more on this screen than I did on the other.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But I'm...
Is it a good category for you, this, Darryl?
Well, I thought it was, and now I'm looking at the names and I can't... the same problem as Alan. I can't quite match them up with the programmes they're in, but
Yeah.
I'm almost certain that Alice Tinker is the Vicar of Dibley.
Alice Tinker, Vicar of Dibley. Hayley's very confident about that.
Hiya.
Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Alice Tinker, Vicar of Dibley. There's your red line up near the top. Very well done. You're in the head-to-head. 37 for Alice Tinker takes your total up to 76. Richard, Vicar of Dibley.
Yeah, well played, Darryl. Head-to-head for the second show in a row. Yeah, played by Emma Chambers. She's the verger in Vicar of Dibley.
So then, Mary, this is where it all gets decided. The high scorers are Alan and Trevor on 129. You have to score 28 or less to get through to the head-to-head. What are you thinking about this category?
Well, there's 5 up there, and I know 4 of them.
Oh, that's terrible news for Alan and Trevor. Talk us through the board and then pick the one you want to submit at the end.
Well, Daisy Steiner, never heard of her. Nora Batty is last of the summer wine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Timothy Lumsden, I think, was in Sorry. Richard Bouquet is in... Oh, I can't remember the name of that one now. I was going to go for Alec Calendar, but now I can't remember if it's May to September or May to December. So I think I'm going to go for Timothy Lumsden in Sorry.
Timothy Lumsden, Sorry, is what you are going to say.
Yes.
Well, as I say, 28 points or fewer, you're through to the head-to-head. There's your red line. Below that red line, you stay. Above that red line, you go. Timothy Lumsden, Sorry. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? It's right. Will it go down low enough? Yes, it will. Look at that, 26. Very, very well done. Very well done. Bad luck, Alan and Trevor. But yes, 126. Good enough total to see you through.
Yeah, that's cutting it fine, isn't it? Played by Ronnie Corbett, of course, Timothy Lumsden in Sorry. So, Last of the Summer Wine, did it come back to you before you heard it?
No, I didn't know.
It was a pretty big scorer, though, actually, Last of the Summer Wine. Would have scored you 76 points. Very, very popular show. Richard Bouquet was in Keeping Up Appearances. It's the name of that show, but would have scored you, and again, a fairly hefty 42. Alec Calendar, it was May to December. So that would have scored you 12. And Daisy Steiner is the best answer on that board. Well done if you got this at home. Do you know Daisy Steiner?
Is it Spaced?
Yeah,
So-
played by Jessica Stevenson in Spaced. Now, Jessica Hines would have scored you 3 points, so very well done if you got that answer.
Well, thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid it's Trevor and Alan. Oh. What are you going to take away from this pointless and bring back to your next appearance?
Well, I'm taking him away.
Well, make sure you bring him back for your
I
next
won't bring
appearance.
him back there.
But any tactics?
It's luck of the draw, and we'll be back
Completely.
for the next round, and we're quite happy to do that.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, we're delighted that we'll be seeing you again.
Yeah.
It's been great having you. Thanks very much, Blaine. Great
Thank you.
contestants. Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are going to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Congratulations, Hayley and Darryl, Dale and Mary. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £4,500. OK, you're going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, and you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to get to the best of 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here is your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many countries that have hosted both the Summer and Winter Olympics as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any country that has hosted at least one Summer and one Winter Olympics. There are 6 countries on that list. I know some people at home will get all of these. As always by a country, it's a sovereign state which is a UN member. But 6 countries have hosted both a Summer and a Winter Olympics.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Now then, Hayley and Darryl, because you played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first.
It's up to you. Go for it. America. We'd like to go for America.
You're going to go for America?
Yes, please.
Please.
OK, Dale and Mary. Hayley and Darryl have said America. You can now continue conferring out loud, if you like.
We don't really do sport. I don't know any others. Shall we just say Canada? We'll say Canada.
You're going to say Canada. So we have America, we have Canada. OK, in the order they were given, Hayley and Darryl, America. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said America. Very well done. 32 for America. Dale and Mary have gone for Canada. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Canada. Will it go lower than America? Yes, it will. Look at that, 27. Very good. 27 beats 32. So after the first question, Dale and Mary are up 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Dale and Mary. Canada's hosted 1 Summer Olympics in Montreal and 2 Winter in Calgary and Vancouver. That's up to 2011. And the USA have had 4 of each, 4 Summer and 4 Winter. Let's take a look at all 6 answers here, see how many you got. The best answer you could have given was Italy, which would have scored you 4 points. Germany would have scored you 6, Japan with 9, France 10, and there's the 2 answers you already had. Canada 27 and the USA 32.
Thanks very much, Richard. OK, here is your second question. Hayley and Darryl, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many non-eponymous Charles Dickens novels as they could. Non-eponymous Charles Dickens novels. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any full-length novel by Charles Dickens which doesn't include the first name or surname of a character in the title. Only the full-length novels we're looking for. We're not looking for journalism or short novels or novellas, so we wouldn't accept A Christmas Carol or The Chimes or sketches by Boz. So any full-length Charles Dickens novel without a character's name in the title, please.
Now, this time, Dale and Mary, you get to go first.
I'm not really very sure on this. I've got loads of books, but they're more modern.
Take your time.
Well, I'm not sure if he wrote it, but I'm going to go for A Tale of Two Cities.
Tale of Two Cities. Very good. OK, Hayley and Darryl.
Well, we thought of A Tale of Two Cities first, and then Hayley thought
Great Expectations, but now I'm not sure Charles Dickens wrote it.
but it's the only thing we got, to be honest. And I believe in Hayley. I trust Hayley.
Glad someone does.
I got faith in you.
Great Expectations.
Great Expectations it is. We have A Tale of Two Cities, we have Great Expectations. Now then, Hayley and Darryl, as I said, you have to win this point to stay in the game. Dale and Mary, very best of luck. You have gone for A Tale of Two Cities. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said A Tale of Two Cities. Well done. 24 for A Tale of Two Cities. Do you think that's good enough?
I don't know.
How about you, Hayley, Darryl?
I just don't know.
You've gone for Great Expectations. Is it by Charles Dickens? And if it is it going to beat 24 points? Let's find out. Great Expectations. How many people said it?
It's right. At least it's right. At least it's right. Please.
Oh, bad luck! A good answer, but not good enough, I'm afraid, which means after only 2 questions, Dale and Mary are through to the final. Richard.
Yeah, another very close one. Well played, Mary, there. Those are actually the top 2 answers on the board. I know there'll be plenty of people at home who were scrabbling to get all of these. Let's take a look. There's 6 in all. We've had the top 2. Let's take a look at the more obscure ones. Our Mutual Friend would have scored you 2 points. Hard Times, 5 points. Old Curiosity Shop, that's 14 points. Bleak House, 21. Then we've already seen the top 2. Tale of Two Cities with 24, and Great Expectations, which is indeed by Charles Dickens, 29 points. Very, very well done if you got all 6 of those.
Thank you very much, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid, Hayley and Darryl, this is the end of the road for you.
Yeah.
But you've done incredibly well.
And we've had fun.
So much fun.
Well, you've been brilliant contestants. You've made the head-to-head in both shows.
And they're such great people, so we don't mind at all.
Yeah, we're glad they went through. Well, they're going through.
Very glad.
Very good. Very gracious of you to say so. It's been lovely having you on the show. Thanks so much for playing. Great contestants.
Thank you.
But for Dale and Mary, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £4,500. Well, congratulations, Dale and Mary. You've fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £4,500. There it is. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. Now, we haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find one now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. And they are politicians, comic strip books, footballers.
It can't be footballers, I don't know.
Can't be footballers. Know nothing about football. I think we know more about politicians than comic strip books. What do you think?
Okay, politicians.
Shall I make it your choice and I won't get blamed if we lose?
It's a long drive home. Politicians.
Politicians. OK, you're going to go for politicians. Right, well, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Blair babes as they could. Richard.
Yeah, when Tony Blair first led Labour to election victory in 1997, he brought with him 101 female MPs who are dubbed the Blair Babes. We're looking for any of those 101 female MPs as of the 2nd of May, 1997.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. You now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £4,500 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Okay. Your 60 seconds start now.
OK. Right, we've got Blair babes, so who? Any?
I'm trying to think.
Who was,
Can't think about it, I'm trying to think.
What about the Speaker of the House? Is that a politician? Betty Boothroyd.
Betty Boothroyd, she's not a Blair babe. Is she? She's too old.
It doesn't have to be young, it just has to be one of the ones who...
No, who's the one who caused trouble with the...
Tessa Jowlett. Who's she?
That's one of them. He's with H.
I don't know who you mean.
Can't think of any name. Who's the one that caused trouble with...
What, with her husband?
Yeah, with her husband.
I know, I don't know her name though. Oh, Harriet Harman.
Harriet Harman, that's one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Harriet Harman.
Tessa Jowlett.
Yeah.
Jowlett. 5 seconds.
Tessa Jowlett and...
Any other women?
There is your minute gone.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, it's a tough one. OK, well, that's your time up. We were looking for Blair babes. I now need 3 answers from you.
OK. Well, we were going to say Betty Boothroyd, although Dale says she's not a babe. And we're going to go with Tessa Jowlett and Harriet Harman, right?
Yeah.
OK,
We're not really sure
those are your 3.
of
Betty
those.
Boothroyd, Tessa Jowlett and Harriet Harman. Of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless?
Yeah, I
Pick
think
one.
Tessa.
Well, put Tessa Jowlett
Yes.
last, OK? And your least likely, should we say Betty?
Betty Boothroyd.
Betty Boothroyd. OK. Betty, if you're watching, I think you are a babe. OK, well, let's put those up on the board in that order. And here they are. Betty Boothroyd, Harriet Harman, and Tessa Jowlett. OK, we were looking for Blair babes. You said this was your least confident answer. You only have to find one pointless answer, remember, to win that £4,500 jackpot. Okay, Betty Boothroyd. Big question. Was she a babe? Is it a correct answer? And if it is, how many people said Betty Boothroyd? This is your first shot at that £4,500 jackpot. Bad luck.
Didn't think that was.
Unfortunately, that is not a correct answer, or indeed a pointless answer. So you only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. Okay, so we're looking for Blair Babes. Let's hope nobody said your next answer, which was Harriet Harman. There it is, Harriet Harman. This has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot of £4,500. It's right. It's right. It just has to go all the way down to 0, and if it does, you are leaving here with £4,500. Bad luck. 26 people said Harriet Harman. So you only have 1 more chance to win today's jackpot. How confident are you feeling?
Not at all.
You said this was the answer you had the most faith in to be pointless. This is for the jackpot of £4,500. Tessa Jowlett, is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Bad luck. Unfortunately, that's an incorrect answer, which means you haven't managed to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £4,500. That will roll over to the next show, but you have been fantastic contestants, and you do, of course, get to take home our pointless trophy, so very well done. So, Richard.
Let's clear up a couple of those incorrect ones. It's not Tessa Jowlett, it's Tessa Jowl. Would have scored you 1 point if you'd said Tessa Jowl. Betty Boothroyd, I suspect, would have been a very popular answer, but as Speaker of the House, she's not a Labour MP, not officially a Labour MP, so she's not counted. There were a huge amount of pointless answers here. Out of the 101 MPs, there's 75 pointless answers. Harriet Harman, actually far and away the most popular answer with 26. Only Hazel Blears scored in double figures apart from her. She scored 10. But let's take a look at some of the pointless ones here. Some big names here, but also I suspect lots of people at home might have named local MPs as well who'd be on this list. But let's take a look at a few of them. Barbara Follett, the wife of Ken Follett, the author. Claire Ward, who was the youngest MP at that election, the MP for Watford. Dawn Primarolo, who's been a minister ever since from 97 through to 2010. Estelle Morris, who was Secretary of State for Education, she was a pointless answer. Gwyneth Dunwoody, Julie Morgan, the wife of Rhodri Morgan, the Welsh First Minister. Margaret Hodge, Patricia Hewitt there, also a very high-ranking cabinet minister, and Ruth Kelly, who joined the cabinet at 36, was also Education Secretary. So some very big names there would have won you the money. Very well done if you've got any of those at home.
Thank you very much, Richard. You recognise Patricia Hewitt, of course. Well, she was slightly there in your answer. No, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to you. It's been fantastic having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Very good. Well done. So nobody's won our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £5,500. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.